hear me? Let me know. Because this is the third time I'm going live. And it's been a thing. It's been a thing for the past 10 minutes. So I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? I need to get my charger because this is going to die in no time. But hi, you guys. Hello. Welcome. Happy new month. Let me make sure. Let me ask the team. But can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, please comment yes in the chat for me. Comment yes in the chat so that I know. Because, honey, it's been a thing. It's been a thing, y'all. Okay, let's see. I can see that I'm live here now. Okay, okay. I can see that I'm live. I can see that I'm live. I can see that I'm live. Okay. All right. Well, I hope y'all can hear me, see me, all the things. But welcome, welcome, welcome to today's live. Welcome. Today we are talking about 4 years in review. So we are getting to our 4-year mark here in the Gambia. And so I wanted to chat about, was it worth it? Was it what we thought it was going to be? Will we do it again if we had a chance to do it again? Will we move back? That's one of the questions people like to ask me when they see me. And all of the things. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The biggest surprises, the good, the bad, the ugly, the not talked about, all the things. Let's talk about it. By the way, let me know where you're joining me from. Let me know where you're joining me from. If there's anybody from the team watching, please, if you can just drop a and pin where everybody's joining from and what questions they have about relocation and investing on the continent. Please pin it so they can see it. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Please drop me something so I can call you out by name and I know who is here and I can find the chat as well. So let's talk about like the good, right? Let's talk about the things that relocating has allowed me and my family to be able to do that maybe we wouldn't have been able to do if we were. Like the biggest leverage I think that we found was peace of mind. I don't think we talk a lot about peace of mind. I think that I for somebody who spent about 19 years in the US, I was so used to the grind that I did not even know that peace of mind should be a thing that I should want. Right? Like I was so used to you grind, it's a capitalist, like you eat what you kill. Hi Molayo, how are you? Welcome. You eat what you kill. Like I was so used to that I didn't know to ask or even look for peace of mind. I did not know that was a thing I needed to look for, right? I had no idea. Guys, I need to grab my charger. Just FYI, I need to grab my charger. So let me grab it. I'll be right back. Greet yourself. Say where you're watching from in the chat while I grab my charger. Welcome. All right, I am back. Sorry, guys. I got my charger. Welcome. Please let me know. Drop us something, an emoji, so I can say hi to you as you are joining. And let us know where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? Welcome to the Q&A. We are talking all things relocation, all things making money in Africa, and all the things. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So one of the things that was unexpected, that was not on my list, like I said earlier, is peace of mind. Oops. Y'all, if you see, I'm using the remote to try to like pop you guys properly. It's a whole mess. It's a mess. It's a whole mess. But here we are. So peace of mind was a welcome, unexpected thing that I got from being on the continent. Like, and that's one of the things that I love the most about Gambia. Like every country, I say that every country has its own vibe and its own energy. You know, very much like New York has its own, California has its own, Texas has its own energy. Paris has its own vibe, and so this the still voice of God. You know what I'm talking about. You joining from New York, so you know what I'm saying, right? Hi, LCEY Ninja. How are you? Welcome. So every place has its own energy, and one thing that I love about the Gambia is that the energy here is so chill. It's one thing I love about the Gambia, and it's one thing that I don't love so much about the Gambia. But when I first moved, right? Oh, thank you for the gifts. I have no idea how these gifts work, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's my first gift ever. I don't even know how it works. But yeah, that's one thing that I loved so much was the peace. Like I fought it initially because, and I think I've told the story about going to get my hair done, and this woman was in her house going to the market to cook for her family and was nowhere close to her salon, even though we had an appointment at 10 a.m. that I confirmed, double confirmed, triple confirmed, confirmed on my way there, confirmed when I got there, confirmed I got there at 9:45. Girl said she, after 2 hours of waiting, she was like, oh, I need to go to the market. She said, I need to go to the market and then I need to cook, then I'll come. Right? So it took me a while to lean into the slower pace and lean into the peace of mind, right? It took a while. And I tell people that if you are, thank you, Motashim. I tell people that if you are planning on moving, if you are able to give yourself a break in between, like don't move and start a business the next morning. Like if you allow yourself time to heal, even though you might not think you need healing, honey, right? But time to heal, time to breathe, time to pause. That's one of the greatest gifts, I think, that you can get from the continent. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, I think that most places on the continent have figured out balance. We ain't gonna work until we die. Okay? We ain't gonna do, we might not have money, but what you're not gonna do is kill us. We're not gonna work 7 days a week, double, triple, this, that, the other. No, ma'am. And I've learned to lean into it. So that's one thing that I didn't think I needed, right? But that has been a welcome surprise. So welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. We are doing our 4-year in review. We are talking things that have surprised us, things we love, things not so, that we are trying to figure out. Was it worth it? Was it not? I'll let you guys kind of decide, right? Like as I go through these things, I kind of decide, would that have been worth it for you? Would it not have been worth it for you? And all the things, but also what questions do you have? This is not a monologue. I am here to answer questions. Most importantly, I am here to answer questions. So what questions do you have? Hi, Vanilla Gorilla. How are you? How are you? Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I think that was really great for me is the new friendships I made. I met lots of people that I met a friend that is really close, that I'm really close to, and she became like a family for me right here. It's not easy, I think. Well, it depends on your personality. My husband can meet a friend. He's never met a stranger. For me, it takes a little bit. And finding right friendship and sisterhood and destiny helpers and people you can trust and people that understand you and people that see you for who you are and people that are resourceful and are willing to open their home, their heart to you. That's dope. That has made the experience really cool, right? Really, really cool as well. So let me pause as I go through the things that have surprised me, the things I've liked, the things I've not liked so much. Let me know what questions you have. Are you guys thinking about relocating? What year? What year are you thinking about relocating to Africa? What year are you thinking? Drop it in a comment. Hello, Zeze V2GA. How are you? Welcome. What was the easiest thing you ticked off your checklist when you move? Ooh, the easiest thing I ticked off my checklist. You know what's funny? I don't know if it's the easiest thing, but something that we did that was really meaningful. Two things. So when we moved, we couldn't move with all of our stuff, obviously. Like we could only move with what would fit in our suitcases. And I think we all could have one suitcase. But one thing that I did that I would advise anybody to do, and so it took months. It was supposed to take like 6 weeks for our container to come. It ended up taking like 5 months, almost 6 months for it to get here. And what I cherished was I printed pictures of all of our family members, not all, but as many family members as I could. And I brought magnets with me and I put them, because we didn't have frames, but I put them all on the fridge, which we didn't do when we were in America. Right? In America, you see the people all the time, so whatever. But because I knew that we weren't going to see them, so I printed pictures, key moments, and things like that, and put it on the fridge. And that was such a warm, it made the house feel like home. So that's one thing. The other thing that I did, I don't know if it's the easiest thing that I ticked off, but that made us feel at home right away, was I was given the phone number of somebody that's from Cameroon, where I'm from, and she cooks. And so I ordered two of our traditional dishes, ero and achu soup, which are two of our favorite household, like everybody in the house loves it. And I didn't tell them, right? So imagine going to this new place, a new place you've never been to at all. The last thing you expect is finding like food that like traditional. I'm not talking about rice and stew. I'm not talking about okra, right? I'm not talking about things that other cultures have. I'm talking about like traditional from your village, your favorite. And so she delivered it to the house before we got here. So when we got here, we were tired, we were hungry, we were confused. We didn't know where the light is. We didn't know where the toilet paper, I mean, we didn't know anything. But to have that food, like the kids, my husband was like, how where did you find Achu, right? Like, it's like, where did you find Achu, right? It's a small thing, but it's a thing that just makes you feel like, okay, we're gonna be all right, right? Like, we're gonna be all right. So I would say the two easiest, I guess, but the two most meaningful. But they were small, tiny things, but were really, really meaningful and impactful for us to make us feel like, all right, okay, we think you know what, let's get it. So yeah, that's a great question. Great question. Thank you for asking that. Guys, feel free to drop your questions if you're just joining. Welcome to this live. Welcome to Making Money in Africa, your go-to, the authority. Okay, so I'm saying this because one of the podcasts that I love is called R&B Money, the R&B Money podcast. And Tank always says we are the authority on all things R&B. So I feel like I need my tagline, the authority, when it comes to relocation and making money in Africa. Let me know if you watch that podcast. Let me know if you watch. Yes, let me know if you watch that podcast as well. Yeah, I don't know what. Okay, you're about to be blocked because I don't even know what you're saying. What? Okay. All right. Anyway. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. That was a great question. That was a great question. What else can I answer? So I'll be talking about while you guys listen, drop your questions. The more questions you have, the more I can answer, the more we can hang. If I talk about, I can talk about one honest struggle, even though I like to really just like talk the things that I love, but like anywhere, there are things you love and there are things you wish could be improved. One of the things is electricity. When I tell you I can't, when was this? Was this last weekend? Last weekend, we didn't have power for about 12 hours. Power went out at 8 p.m. at night and didn't come back till the next day. Like, late. And that throws you off. Can I tell you that? Oh, thank you, Connor, for the gift. Thank you. That throws you off. Because I had plans. Like, imagine you got sales calls, I've had situations where I'm on a coaching sales, no, not on a coaching call. Well, I've had situations on a coaching call. I've had situations on a webinar training. By the way, guys, I'm a business coach. So in case you don't know, I'm a business coach and I help women and companies really tap into their full earning potential, right? So sometimes I've been on the trainings, light goes out. My Wi-Fi is out. We're done. Well, until I go we're not done. I mean, we have a generator, we have backup electricity and all that stuff, but it throws you off because the people are like, where did she go? Is she coming back? What's going on? Now my clients are used to it now. So they know she's going to come back. So they chat within themselves, right? When we're doing group coaching in my 90 Days to CEO program, they'll chat within themselves. They're like, she's coming back. But that is so annoying. Or I've had a situation where I was on a sales call. Guys, I was at the end of the sales call. This woman was getting ready to pay. Power went out. I lost the sale. She never got back on the call. It was done. So things like that, very frustrating. Very, like, that's one thing that I don't love. I hate it. I hate it. And even upload time is a problem, right? Uploading, oh gosh. Uploading a 5-minute video to your Google Drive or to anywhere, it can take you 6 hours. And I'm not exaggerating, guys. Like, it's crazy. So if you see, I tell people content creators on the continent probably work 3 times harder than the people anywhere else that has good Wi-Fi. Because the process and the things you have to go through just to upload a video, just wasted time. Wasted time. Like, you send the footage to your editor, for example, they have to download it. That's 3 hours. They edit a version and upload it. That's another 3 hours. You look at it and you want to make changes and you send it back. That's another, like, wasted time. It is, if you work online the way that we do, that can be frustrating. Hi, Danielle from Sweden. How are you? I've been to Sweden. Very interesting place. When I went to Sweden, I believe it was during the summer, and it didn't get dark. It did not get dark. They kept saying it's nighttime. I'm like, it's not nighttime. If I can see, oh, I'm like, it's not nighttime. It's not dark. They're like, oh no, this is our nighttime. I'm like, how do y'all sleep? But it's beautiful. Very pretty, very beautiful. But child, how do y'all do it? How do y'all do it? Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. What can I answer for you guys? Please drop questions in the chat. Drop questions in the chat. Chinwe, if you are watching, can you please pin a comment around where they're coming from, watching from, and then dropping the questions about relocation and stuff. See, yeah, I couldn't do it. See, that's why people be depressed. It's dark all day. Like, how? I don't know that I could do it. Zone out time. Welcome to the live. How are you? Oh, thank you so much. Yes, everything is well. We thank God. It is December, end of the year. I love the end of the year. I love the beginning of the year. I love the energy that people have towards the end of the year and the beginning of the year. They build momentum. They build momentum, and as a coach, it is something I love to see. I love building on that momentum so that they ride it past January to February and March. So this is my favorite time of the year. Absolutely. And I hope you're doing well as well. And thank you guys for the gifts. The gifts, the money, all the things. Thank you. I appreciate it. We just got monetized, not necessarily fully monetized, guys. We are a few watch hours away from being fully monetized. But we've unlocked something like a super chat or gifts and money, something. So when we go live, y'all can, I don't know how it works, but I know it's unlocked. So, okay, so let's talk about Nyamyun 2. I have no idea, Nyam, what you're talking about. Break it down for me because I don't know what you're saying. Um, so when we moved, it's so funny. When I told my family that we were moving, they didn't believe it. I actually think some of my family still thinks that I live in the US. And I'd be like, we moved. It's been almost 4 years. But when we did announce it to family, people were like, why? What happened? What's wrong? What's going on? Like, you would have thought that there was a burial or something. We didn't get anybody that was like, yay, let's go. Like, everybody was just like, why? Everybody like, why? And so, but now 4 years later, they've all visited. They love that we live in the Gambia. They love coming on beach vacations. We can't keep them away from the Gambia. So sometimes, guys, okay, hold on. I need to block somebody else. Okay. All right, you got to block a bunch of people. Lord have mercy. Gee. Okay. Yeah, so sometimes you just have to take the leap. Because if you try to wait to gather everybody, I've heard people say, oh, I'll move with my family, I'll move when. Sometimes you just have to take the leap and do what you believe is right for yourself and your family. And people will eventually join you, right? People will eventually, I had a conversation with somebody in the family that was saying, man, y'all were ahead of your time. Like, you guys really did something incredible for the kids. Them knowing their roots and understanding their roots. But when we were moving, that was not the story they were giving me. They were asking me, how about school? How about their friends? How are you going to pull them? Like, it was all of that. It was all of that. Okay, time for comments. Time to answer questions. What questions can I answer for you? Please drop it in the chat. And if you're just joining, welcome. I've expanded your team. Sorry, guys. I got distracted by work. Yeah, what else can I answer for you guys? Or are we good? We don't have any questions. Are there on other countries as peaceful and safe like Gambia? Oh, I wish my husband was on here because my husband is into, like, he would tell you that stuff. I'm sure they are. I've heard Rwanda is very peaceful. My brother goes to medical school there. He says it's peaceful right now. But I'm sure there are countries that are peaceful. Now, what's the ranking? I don't know. But I always suggest people should visit. Because Gambia is very peaceful, but not for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, because some people need action. Some people need more than what Gambia can offer. Some people should just be in Nigeria, in Dakar, like in Ivory Coast. Some people need more than just like 6 restaurants that they rotate. Because that's the other thing too. Like, if you like to be outside, Gambia is gonna, because you can do all the clubs. Like, you can do every restaurant. You can do every restaurant, every club probably in 30 days. And that's if you don't go. There's not a lot. There's one street. I have a friend, so it's funny. When we're coming to Gambia, right? We stopped in Ivory Coast because who was getting married? My brother was getting married. And then we came to Gambia to visit for the first time and see the house and all that stuff. So we go to Gambia, to Ivory Coast, and we have a friend who is like, oh, I used to go to Gambia for work all the time. I know Gambia. And then he was like, why are you moving to Gambia? We were like, why not? He said, Gambia, there's one little street that has clubs and restaurant. He said it's a comma. in French because he speaks French. He said, c'est une virgule. C'est une virgule. C'est pas une rue. C'est une virgule. Like that. It's not a whole street. It's just like a comma. And he's not lying. Listen, I love Gambia. Like, let me just say that. This is my place. We ride or die. But it's true. If you like to be outside and you like to try a bunch of new restaurants and a bunch of new things, you're going to run out real quick. So peaceful is good. I like it. I'm not outside like that, right? But a lot of people like to be outside. And so that will be the only thing. And even for kids, there's not a lot of activities. So I like to keep it real. You know, that for some people, this could be too much. So you gotta, yeah, you gotta see. And I think your age matter too. Because I think if we were younger, like if I was in my 20s, because I hear a lot of, like my son who is 17, he complains that he doesn't have a lot to do. So, and I'm like, what did you want to do? What did you want to do? Go to school. But he complains about that. So just keeping it real. Great questions. If you're just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're joining from and drop your questions. We are talking relocation. We are talking lesson learned. Was this a mistake? Was it not? The highs, the lows, the things. And we are answering questions, right? This is a chat. This is a conversation, two-way street. So please drop your questions. Another thing that I would say was a win that the Gambia provided us was the ability. So my husband and I, mostly my husband, but my husband and I have a security company called Fox Eye Security, right? The number one, the authority on all things security in the Gambia. With over 60 guards, right? And counting. And I don't know that would have been able to start that business in the US. I don't know that would have been able to get a license to start that business in the US. I don't know that would have had the funds to be able to start and just the funds, like to start that specific business in the Gambia. I think that there is something about one of the things that I've loved is being able to have manpower, right? Whether it's to start a business or even at home, to have help. I can do this live and not have to worry about what are the kids gonna eat. And did I cook? And did I go to the market? And did I pick it up? When I was in the US, I was wearing so many hats, guys. So if you're watching, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you're watching we have some people from New York, Sweden, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe less in Europe. Maybe Europe is not as bad as the US. But if you're from the US, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That you are wearing so many hats, you can't even think, you can't even hear your thoughts, especially when you have children. You are doing everything. You are the tutor, you are the driver. Who child, you are the cook, you are the cleaner, you are everything. And that becomes, and on top of it, you are trying to make a living. And on top of it, you're trying to start a business. And on top of it, you are living paycheck to paycheck. And on top of it, like it's never ending. And like I said, I found peace of mind here, but also found support. And realized in hiring support, you mean we were doing all of this by ourselves? We were doing 9 people work by yourself? How? Yeah, the still voice of God said that wearing many hats is draining. It's exhausting. It's not living. Like it's not, working just to have maybe potentially vacation, 10 days of vacation out of a year. You multiply that by your lifetime, that's not a lot of time that you got. No, braids are easy. Don't mind. My braids are old. I traveled. I've had them longer than anybody on the continent has them. Because it's very affordable and it's very easy to get your braids done and taken care of. That's another thing. Guys, the cost of things. Girls, can we talk for the girls? I don't know how many girls are watching. If you're a guy, no problem. But the girls. I heard that to get some braids done in the US, some people be charging like $500, $700, $800, and cutting people's hair and adding the price after you sat down. And if you don't pay, I saw a video, she cut people's. That's another bonus. Hair. Hair is another. Listen, okay? That's another bonus. Okay, let me take a pause. Get y'all questions. What can I answer? What can I answer for y'all? Drop it in the chat, y'all. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. So somebody asked me what was the conversation we had that like sealed the deal, because one of the things that I hear often is people will say things like, I want to move, but my wife, go talk to my wife. Can you talk to my wife? Because she don't want to move. Or I'll meet a wife, she's like, I would have moved already, but my husband. So one of the things that people ask us often is, how did y'all convince each other to make the move? And I'll say, guys, like, it took a long time because my husband, who is the visionary, saw the vision of this 10 years before I ever did. He had been talking about, child, every time he would visit Africa, he would come back, oh, we need to move. I'd be like, okay, here we go. And that's all he would talk about for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. And I was just like, I am moving. I like home goods. I like to walk into Whole Food and buy my pastry. I love Aldi. I love Aldi and just spend my afternoon there. I love me a Starbucks. Like, I had my routine. I love what I love. I am moving. And then 2020 happened. George Floyd happened. For those of you who lived in the US, you know. When I heard him gasping for his mom, I realized, Houston, we have a problem. I was like, Houston, we have a bit of a problem. And it was COVID, right? And I was like, we might not even be here next year. And so if we might not even be here next year and this is what's going on where we are, what do we have to lose? And it was just like a light switch. It was just, and before that, my husband had started interviewing people that had relocated. So I was listening to what they were sharing. And I think that as I was listening to what they were sharing, somebody said something. Somebody said in one of his lives, they said, people are treating Africa like a graveyard. Stop sending people when they're about to die. What we need is people that are ready to come and do the work and help rebuild every single thing that we say we don't have, that's missing. Like how I said, electricity is a problem. Where are all our engineers? Where are all of our talents? Where are all of our doctors? Where are every single things that we are complaining about? Where are they all? They're abroad, right? And so I kept listening and hearing stories of people that had made the bold step and had done it. But before George, I was just like, oh, whatever. I'm glad for you, right? But unbeknown to me, those were seeds that they were dropping. So when I made the decision, it felt like it was boom. But I believe that it was all of the seeds. It was my husband that kept talking about it and kept talking about it. And then when I started listening to these people, and then when George Floyd happened, I was like, oh, no. Let's go. And so when I said that, he was like, oh, if she's finally on board, bro, he didn't even let me think about it. He didn't even let me be like, he didn't even let me change my mind. The moment I said that, he was like, okay, what country do you want to go to? We can go to here, 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 here. Where are the pros? Here are the cons. I mean, bro was I couldn't even get out of it, even if I wanted to, because he was so excited about it. And so that's how that conversation happened. But I can absolutely understand that it is difficult to have the two people in line for this move at the same time. Very difficult. It's quite a move. It's quite a transition. There's a lot of things to consider. You hear a lot of people and a lot of YouTubers, oh, I moved and then I'm returning, right? You hear a lot of things. And so I understand the fears. I understand it. I understand it. I understand it. I understand it. Which is why we started the channels, right? And which is why we do these lives, is to make sure that we answer your questions. Because I think fear also happens because of the unknown, because you don't know, so then you are scared. And so my goal is to make sure that we demystify that move and we have real conversations about it. You get your questions answered and all the things, and that's that. Okay. Any other questions, guys, as I wrap up? Because I need to eat. I'm having plasas. If you're a Gambian, do y'all know what plasas is? Let me know. Have you heard of plasas? So I'm gonna go eat. Any final questions? Any other questions, y'all? Okay. If there are no other questions, in conclusion, what I would say in terms of was it worth it, right? Was moving worth it? 4 years in, removing the hype and all the things, like, because your first year, I think your first 6 months is like the honeymoon, right? You still got a bunch of money that you brought, you still, all the things. And so I call it the honeymoon phase, child. Then, after that, it gets real, because whatever money you thought you packed up to come starts running out. I think they said usually by year 3, people are out of here. Not just here, Gambia, but just out of here, like, and then move back. I think I heard like 75% of people will move back within the first 3 years. And so I think there is a period of like, bro, like, okay, especially if you can't figure out the finances. I think the people that move back it's not because the electricity was going out. It's not because there was not enough restaurant. I don't believe so. I don't think so, but then I'm not them. But I think that one of the key reason is finances. I think that if you can't figure out the finance part of it and how to sustain yourself financially, it becomes tough. It really becomes tough, right? It really becomes like, okay, what are we gonna do? Because I need to generate money. And one of the, my husband talked about this last time, like, you are coming to Africa not to work somewhere, unless you can find like an international job. But because how much are they going to pay you compared to what you are making in the US? I was telling my son when we're talking, I was like, when I moved to the US 20 something years ago, my first job was as a nanny. And I got that job because I was learning English, because I'm a French speaker. And where I was learning English, one of the girls was doing babysitting, but she was going back to her country. I think she was from Togo or somewhere. And the lady said, do you know anybody else maybe in your school that can babysit 3 hours? It was 3 hours a day, or maybe 5 hours. So after school, I was like, oh, I can do it. How much did they pay you? And I think they were paying her $10 an hour. $10 an hour, if I'm working 20 hours a month, how much is that? Wait, that's $2,000. Is that $2,000? Hold on. How much is it, y'all? Is that $2,000? Hold on, 20. They were paying me, hold on. Yeah, they were paying me $10. No, hold on. That's not the, okay. Was I working? I was working 5 hours a day, so that's 20. Yes, I was making $200 a week, $800 a month. Guys, $800 a month in SEFA, am making money. I'm making like lawyer money. I'm making not even doctors. Like some doctors in Cameroon make $250. What you talking about, right? So imagine that at whatever the age was that I was making already more than lawyers in my country. So imagine now thinking, oh, I'm going to leave whatever you are now in your career, making thousands of dollars, and I'm going to go back to Gambia or Nigeria or wherever and make $200 a month. How? So the only thing here is you got to start a business. And the only thing and the best way to do that is to secure your home base, right? Like if you're thinking, okay, Sandra, how should I do this? You're going to need to start a business, or you're going to need to continue to generate money in the US, right? So whether you're starting an online business, which that's what I did. I had an online business that I just continued when I moved. That's amazing because you still get paid in dollars, you are fine, right? So either you start a business, and so if you need help with starting businesses, online businesses, I'm your girl. But either you start a business where you are that's going to sustain you and can work wherever you are, or your job allows you to work wherever you are, which is also a very nice situation. But you need to figure out your money. If you're going to start a business on the continent, the thing with that is, it's going to take some time for the business to pop up. So what are you going to do during that 6 months, that 1 year that you are trying to get the business off the ground and become profitable? It takes time. So you got to figure that out. So what some people do is they cover their home base. They either build or they buy an apartment, right? So that their home base, they know like that's my biggest bill. It's taken care of. So if I'm here, all I got to worry about is food and electricity. I can do that. So if you're watching this and you're retirement age, I can do that on my retirement. I know I can hustle $300-400 every month. So I'm good. But you got to really figure out and be very honest, right, about what you're going to do. And there are businesses you can start, but you got to be honest around like, what's my backup? How am I going to do this thing? For people that are married, I've told people that are married all the time, listen, if that means that one person has to relocate first and husband moves in with his mother, people don't want to hear that. And I don't understand. People don't want to hear that. I'm like, you're going to have to sacrifice somewhere unless you have money. But otherwise, somebody can move, wifey can move with the children, right? Husband can put that house y'all are paying on Airbnb or whatever you're going to do, move in with his best friend, move in with his wifey. So that cuts down on the rent, and his money that is coming, y'all can start saving it. The money that's coming in, and he does back and forth and visits. Is it ideal? No, it's not. But what is your why? Right? What is your why? If your why is, I got to show something different for my kids, then your clock is ticking, right? Our clock was ticking. Our clock was ticking. Because my boys were older, right? By the time we moved, my oldest was 12 years old. So we were in the nick of time. We almost missed that window. Now, if there were babies and 6 months, maybe we wouldn't have moved at that point. So understanding why you're moving, what's your runway, how much time do you have, what's the money thing, I think becomes really, really important, because there's nothing worse than running out of money and being here. Like it becomes, the beach is not cute anymore, right? And beach, I mean the water beach, the ocean, is no longer cute at that point. So those will be my final words. And in terms of, was it worth it? Absolutely. For me, I believe it was worth it. I'm glad we did it. It was absolutely worth it. It gave me what I hope it would, and more than I thought that I even could have. And so absolutely, absolutely was worth it. Oh, thank you, Ella. How are you? I got this done in Nigeria. I got it sewn in Nigeria. I get a lot of stuff sewn in Nigeria and shipped to Gambia. It's a long story. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much for being on here. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Have an amazing day. If you're not already subscribed and if you don't have your notification turned on, please make sure you do. Please make sure you share the channel with folks. We got just a few watch time. So go and watch the videos. We got videos on cost of living. We got videos on day in the life vlog. We got content on content. That stuff with my husband on there. We have content and playlist. So please make sure you watch so we can hit that watch time that we need. I think we are like 260 as of this morning. I haven't checked recently, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best. Have a blessed rest of your week. I pray that God be with you, that he blesses you, that he covers you and gives you the wisdom that you need and the steps and the provision that you need in order for you to build and relocate in Africa if that's within his will for your life. So have an amazing day and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye guys. Bye.